turn me up. I like my money like I like my niggas. Scream, face card, never decline of what I mean. Act up and you gon' make me make a scene. Only time you hear my voice is when they play me on the screen. Got bad habits, I'm not the one you wanna keep. She a trap star, put that lady on a tree. Got her ass so shook, she shaking like an apple tree. Yeah, this life ain't meant for you, but baby girl, it's meant for me. This lifestyle ain't meant for you, it's meant for me. This lifestyle got girlies clocking on my teeth. This lifestyle can get you far, know what I mean. This lifestyle ain't meant for you, it's meant for me. What it do? This my boo, she from the south. We running man just like these bitches run they mouth. I got the juice, but they still claim it, it's a drought. If I say I'm coming through, I'm about to flip the house. That boy crazy, say he tryna have my baby. Hold on, Slim Shady, just like Mariah, drive him crazy. Got him stressed, make him feel it in his chest. Ask him how it feel, just like a bullet with no vest. This lifestyle ain't meant for you, it's meant for me. This lifestyle got girlies clocking on my teeth. This lifestyle can get you far, know what I mean. This lifestyle ain't meant for you, it's meant for me.
What up, Vibers? What is going on? So I hope everybody is doing well. It's your girl Nyla, and we are back. So listen, this Claressa Shields stuff is starting to get dark. We already know that there's some significant issues. She's trending. There's a lot going on, right? But if you guys remember, because I believe we played her live this night. Do you guys remember Claressa going live the day after Pap did not spend Christmas with her? And she started going on and having a discussion about someone that she openly said that she had to, basically, she said she kicked a woman and her child out of her charity event that she put on in Flint. So we heard her side of the story, and I've heard a completely different story with a lot more context, and I have her in the house right now. So we're going to shout out our sponsors real quick, and then I'm going to introduce you to the guest, and we're going to get into this mess. Do me a favor, hit the like button, hit that share button. Don't forget to subscribe, because y'all already know we in a relationship, okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. Are my girlies in the house? All right, so we are going to get into this mess, and we have another interview coming up tomorrow. Let's get into this mess. This product is so important because not only is it produced with care, but it actually has proven results. There have been over 10,000 units of this sold. The company name is shareabutters.com, and this was developed with love by a woman who simply wanted to help her beautiful daughter as she recovered from the devastating effects of cancer, chemo, and radiation burn, and has helped many others with fading stretch marks, eczema, and many other skin issues. Check out the website, as it has tons of other valuable products. Check it out. There will be a link and a discount code pinned in the comments section of this video. Now, girl, you know we don't gatekeep over here. Get yourself over to LanoShopping55.com right now. And I mean now. Look at this price point for this cute outfit. Have we not been looking for a shop that, number one, is owned by a Black woman, but number two, actually has cute and affordable clothing? Yes, look no further. Honey, I was so shocked when one of our Vibers showed us the website. I was like, yo, how come we don't know about this stuff? But look, I'm putting you on, check it out. And when I tell you there is not a piece on there that I would not rock or buy for someone else. And the prices are amazing. The fashions are right on point. And what I really love about her shop is how inclusive it is. And when I say that, this is what I mean. You know how like all the sexy clothes are usually for the skinny chicks? Not on Lano Shop, honey. On LanoShopping55.com, even the plus size baddies get good looking gear. And the price is still right. Make sure you guys head over there because listen, free shipping on orders over $50. And honey, you're going to want to spend more than $50. And you can actually get on the email list for an additional percentage off of your order. You cannot beat it. Baby, look at those jeans. I cannot wait to put these hips in those jeans. Head over there. Let me know what you guys think about it. LandNoShopping55.com. There will be a link pinned in the comment section. All right. Okay. So we're back. So before we even get started, okay, let's slow it down for a moment because this conversation deserves a lot of context, right? A lot of care and a lot of honesty. So this is an internet gossip. This is a firsthand accounting, and I'm asking that everybody remain respectful, especially the minions. Remain respectful of the guests. She did not have to do this, and she's given some insight. And I do think that it is unfair when a celebrity or someone with a huge platform takes digs at someone, especially in the way that Claressa does, especially in this moment when she is heavily criticized and all this kind of stuff. But people are trying to tell us we're supposed to cover for her, and if we're critical of her moves, we're being a bully. Well, I think she might be a bully. Okay. So to give context to this story, though, I want to introduce you first to a little bit more context. So the young lady that we're about to meet with, she is the mother of a son. His name is Sincere, and they are from Flint. And we all know about the Flint water crisis. In fact, a lot of times we absolutely credit Claressa's issues to the Flint water crisis. But even though we're saying that kind of tongue in cheek, it is really serious, and it really is still a big problem, right? The young man that is the son of the mother that we're about to talk to is actually the face of the Flint water crisis and was featured in an article in Time magazine. He even donned the cover. So before we even get into that, I just want to share a little bit of insight on who we're going to be talking about and why this is a big deal. So let me just pull this into the stream. Hang on. And then we're bringing her up. So let's go ahead and get into this.
Boy became the face of the water crisis. Do you remember Sincere Smith? Well, Time magazine put him on the cover of their magazine during the water crisis. Today, I sat down with him and his mom to get their reaction to the settlement.
A chatty 3-year-old had a lot to say after Time magazine made him the poster child for the Flint water crisis in 2016.
Are you proud of that magazine?
4 years later, and now 7-year-old Sincere Smith is a little shy. But he still carries around that Time magazine showing his innocent face damaged by the effects of the lead-tainted water.
He really going to trying to get his skin tone to even out, so he goes to the dermatologist.
Visible scars, reminders of why Mom Ariana moved her family out into the suburbs during the crisis, thinking it was the best thing for her family. But because she left the city, she lost the financial help she needed to take care of Sincere.
We moved out of the city and lost benefits, and then we had lost their medical care, everything that they was covered under when we were in Flint from the water crisis we had lost. So it was we had to come back.
And when she came back to Flint, Ariana tells me today she quickly realized little had changed, including her own trust for the safety of the water.
Our everyday life is still as it was in 2014, using bottled water for cooking, babies using bottled water, people with skin using bottled water. Those type of things are still happening.
I might save the money.
Oh, you gonna save?
And while Ariana is appreciative that her family will receive a share of the $600 million settlement from the Flint water crisis lawsuit, she questions how you can put a dollar amount on human life.
There's so many people who have died. Their families can't bring them back. Money can't bring them back. My dad died from Legionnaire's disease. It's things like money can't bring those people back. I don't care how much money they're gonna give us. I'll still miss him. She'll still never know her dad. People who have lost their family members, they can't get them back. It's no amount of money. That's just gonna be an okay amount.
Now, Ariana tells me because of the water crisis, she has become an activist. She goes around the country encouraging people of color to vote. So a lot has changed for this family since Sincere was on the cover of this Time magazine. Now, again, a lot of details will be coming out once this settlement is finalized and becomes official. And you can count on TV5 to stay on top of that, and we'll bring you every new detail as we learn it. For now, reporting live in Flint, outside the Flint water treatment plant, I'm David Custer. Meg, back to you.
All right. So, all right. Welcome, 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 welcome. How are you today?
I'm good. That just kind of had me in a little going back into time. 10 years ago, that was just a lot. But
Oh
I'm
my
here.
God.
Thank you.
It's been that long.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Wow, wow. Well, girl, you have not aged 10 years. I can tell you that. I can
Well,
definitely
thank
tell
you.
you that. So thanks again for joining. And I'm sorry because of the circumstances, because I know this is not something that's easy for you, right?
Almost, yeah.
But to catch up, because we talked a little bit earlier, but I didn't want to like grill you in that moment because I wanted it to be fresh. So that everybody understands what's happening. Can you tell us a little bit more about who you are? And your connection to Flint, how long you were there, and how you know Claressa and all of that stuff.
So I'm born and raised in Flint. I've been here my whole life. I did, like the article said, moved away for about a year and a half just to try to figure things out going through the crisis. My son was on the cover of the water crisis for what had happened to him. And, it was heartbreaking. So many families had died. Just, that water crisis situation itself is just a touchy subject, especially with my son being the face and us opening our whole life up to the world. We've literally traveled and had any news station that you could think of, from Canada to Texas, in our homes, and opened up our world to people so that they can understand the struggle that we were going through here in Flint. And then our my relationship with Claressa, to get to that, it's just more majority just we all grew up in the same city. You know, we all came up at Burston Field House. A lot of us, still move around the same city. We all live here. Flint is not a big city; it's a real small city. Although it may seem big and people compare us to Detroit, we still small. Word
Yeah.
of mouth is how things get around here. That's how small it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, oh my goodness. So now we're here. You also have been doing some activism
Yes, ma'am.
surrounding the water. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So I was originally with an organization called Color Change. We helped to elect the new mayor here in Flint. We also helped to elect Governor Whitmore, the Lieutenant Governor Dana Nessel. We, just using Black people and the stuff that was happening in Flint to open up the eyes to let people know, like, what happened in here could happen at your hometown. It could happen in a city near you just by y'all not getting up to vote. And that's kind of like what happened with Flint. Us not being educated on the voting system. Us not being educated on how this affects our everyday life. And I felt like it was my need, and I ain't gonna say my calling, but I felt like it was necessary for me in that moment to use my voice and to use who I was, to try to resonate with other people like myself. I was a 25-year-old mama who didn't have no type of knowledge on voting, who didn't care about voting. So I felt like
Mhm.
it was detrimental to what was happening in Flint, for me to spread the word and keep going and keep going. And even to this day, like, I'm still an activist. I just don't work on that scale. I'm more so into the schools now, and I'm trying to educate the school systems on what happened with our babies so that our kids don't get lost into the system, because that's eventually what's going to happen with our babies if we don't speak out for them. What happened with the lead crisis is going to just be a long-term effect, and it's going to hurt them in the long run.
Mm. And so I hear, because I don't know a whole lot about how it affects you guys still long term. Is Sincere completely? Is he cool? Like, were any of your other kids affected? Like, what is it? What happens with that?
So when people ask, like, is it fixed, and you get the robot answer, yeah, it's not fixed. A lot of the problems are inside of our homes. Is no longer on the city side. A lot of our homes need to be gutted out from the inside and out, and a lot of us can't financially afford that. So we do still take precautions, like use the water, the filters, and use bottled water for cooking. Although they saying it's safe, it's not really safe, because I can tell you right now that the house I live in, this is the same water heater from 2018, and we were still going through the water crisis. So this water heater messed up, the pipes is messed up, it's still gonna be messed up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Yeah.
was trying to, it's a mental thing now. I have a daughter who I feel like is suffering from the side effects of the lead poisoning because it messes with the mind. And
Oh,
Sincere,
wow.
he still deal with the rashes because we know the water ain't safe because it's still harsh. So it's just a lot. Like, what I'm saying? What's going on in Flint? It ain't gonna never be fixed until they moved everybody up out of here and redid all of these houses.
Yeah, yeah. So, wow, I'm so sorry to hear that, but I tell you what, I'm glad like you got a beautiful spirit and I can hear the resilience in your voice and I'm glad that you didn't give up and that you fought for your babies essentially and for yourself and for your community. That's a big deal. And speaking of activism, um so let's get to, what landed us here. So I'll tell you what the internet heard, and then I want you to tell me what you heard, and then I want you to tell us what exactly happened. So, from our perspective, Clarissa said that, and I'm paraphrasing, so I might get a few things wrong. Do me a favor, guys, if you guys could please hit the like button. We got 1,010 people viewing right now. If we could get the likes to match, that would be awesome. So, and also let me put your Cash App in the chat. So listen, we heard from Clarissa that someone had been threatening her, saying that they were going to beat her up. And then that someone, we're finding out she must have been talking about you. She said that you were threatening her and that you said that whenever you saw her, it was going to be on site. And then she looked up and you are at the event. And she just said, I kicked him out. So, what's your perspective? What actually did you hear from her? Fill us in and tell us exactly what happened.
And that's true.
Oh, you're having a little bit. She's having some connection issues. Give us a second because she's connected by her phone. Let me see. Uh-oh. Let me give her a second to come back. Okay, are you back now?
Yeah, I don't know what does that mean.
You know what? You might have to go out and come back in because you got like a robotic connection. So exit out and then click the link again. Okay. So while we're waiting, we'll get into it. Not y'all talking about the Spectrum line again. Thank you guys for joining. Don't forget to sub up so that you can be a part of the Blue Heart Gang because we are definitely lit over here. Yes, we are. But y'all already know that's why you're here. But yeah, it's really good to hear that she didn't take this stuff laying down, that she's doing something about it. I'm sure she can get her connection together. We'll get up here. Worst case scenario, we might have to hopefully we can get it done tonight and we don't have to just pre-record it. Yeah, we know Clarence is watching because Clarence is internet bothered, majorly internet bothered. Okay. Yeah. Oh wow. Not Pap is a warlock. Amari says Clarence got that warlock boyfriend of hers doing roots on that lady phone. Hush, girl. Okay, looks like she's trying to connect now. And okay, so it's still some oh no.
That's what was happening. It was like sounding robotic.
Yeah, it's still sounding robotic. You know what? You click the link and you're on a browser, Safari browser. Are you able to download an app? Because they have an app that'll make it easier.
Okay.
You want to do the app? Okay. So go into the Apple Market and download the StreamYard app. Or do you want to if you can't get the app, then you could just call me and we'll just do it over the phone.
I'm trying to go get my laptop.
Okay. All right.
I just send them. I could just click the same link.
Yep, you can just unclick. Yep. All right. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and mute her because of the robotic sound. Okay, she left. Okay, so we're gonna get into it. Don't worry, she's gonna get it done. and we could just talk about the latest bullshit that's been going on with this situation. Somebody said a lot of witchy vibes in that relationship. Child, it's vibes anyway. Did y'all see her talking shit to 50 today? It's really getting bad. And I just want to say something. I was just talking about this with someone else, but you think about this. Even though like she's quite unpleasant most of the time, right? This is really messed up for her for a lot of reasons, because here she is. We can say about her because she always reminds us, right? 2-time gold medalist, 19 world champion, 4 times undisputed, 3 different weight classes, undefeated, all of this shit. And you mean Nike isn't knocking at your door? Puma, Adidas, Gatorade, Powerade, none of those places? I'm telling you, it's because of stuff like this. Claressa needs a PR team like now. Okay. She needs one right now. She needs someone to, come in and run interference, or she will be messed up. Right. Under Armour, Fabuletics, something. Like, what is wrong here? Have you ever seen someone this decorated? But see, those companies have morality clauses and shit. So they're not going to be sitting up there messing around with somebody that's openly dating a married man. And I don't know why no one's telling her this, right? Which is probably why she's with a rap label as opposed to, a boxing promoter. It's just ridiculous. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post, let me put her Cash App up here. While she gets that, because I'm sure it'll work better if she just downloads the app or comes out to her laptop. So I'm going to give you guys her IG. And her Cash App. Okay. And yeah, we're going to get it cracking. But anyway, have y'all caught up on all the videos? And do me a favor. Y'all have come into my comment section and showed me that there's an AI channel that literally took my entire video and used it as a script and used my title and posted it. We can't have that. So I'm going to share the link on the wall. If y'all could report that channel with me, please. I mean, they literally verbatim. They even called they even, how I say muffin all the time. They're even saying muffin in the video. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, the AI shit is crazy. We got to not watch these AI channels. It's crazy. Let me get her Cash App up here as well. Right. I mean, verbatim. And it's like it's a man's AI voice saying muffin though. Okay, so here is her Cash App and her IG. I'm going to post it up here. And she's back. Cool.
Okay, I hope this is better.
Perfect. It is.
I came in the house and got off. I was in the car, so I'm thinking maybe the Wi-Fi was kind of messing it up a little bit.
And honestly, StreamYard acts kind of stupid sometime when people join from their phone. It does that. So it's not you. It's not you. It's the app. So let's go ahead and get into it again. Where were we? We were talking about basically. So did you actually see it live while it happened, or did someone call you?
The Claressa thing?
Yeah.
So I guess I'm guessing it got deleted. She deleted her initial video, and like it got like we got it secondhand from a blog, and that's how it got sent to me, was from a blog. And then like a lot of people was like, Ari, I think she's talking about you. I'm like, talking about me for what? Like I already said something about the toy drive. I already addressed it, said I was wrong. I shouldn't have came up there, blasity. They like, no, she on there, she going in on you. I'm like, what? I'm like, it's 5 days later. This happened on the 22nd. Like, this is now the 27th or the 28th, and she made a video. So I was like lost onto the video until I actually seen the whole thing, and I was like, wow.
So what exactly? What did she say?
So I was telling. So initially, like, I was never going to go into the toy drive. Again, let me just clear this up. I am the face of what happens in Flint. My son is invited to everything. You know, his school has something to do with that. The friends of BB Nolan, who died, who was a big part of the Burston Field House, they also invited us down there. And so, although Claressa was the face of whatever happened down there, that also is a Burston Field House is a hub for everybody. So it was a lot of people there, whether they supported Claressa or they were just there from the other sponsors. So that's how we initially got there. We were invited up there. We were supposed to, my son was supposed to do a interview with one of our local news stations, and he was going to be there and they was going to do it or whatever. I'm not in the way of stopping him from doing what he's doing, because he's been doing this in the community, from Claressa's toy drives to Little Miss Flint toy drives to anybody's toy drives that know Sincere. He gonna be there. That's why we were there. Let me
Okay,
just let that be
so
known.
so clearly your son, the invite was not, you didn't just see her posted online and say, "Hey, I'm
I
showing up."
don't follow her. I don't
Your
follow
son,
Claressa. I
okay.
don't care to even be in the realm of what she got going on, besides she from Flint and she a boxer and I hope she win. That's it. Other than that, I'm not here to I care less about what she got going on in her life.
Okay, so the invite came from someone else. And this is, like you were saying, those of you that are just getting in, her son is the face of the Flint water crisis. He was featured in Time magazine about a decade ago. There have been lots of more than a decade ago now, I believe. Lots of write-ups and articles about him, and she is an activist actively right now for Flint water. And you have the political connections, you are in service to your community. So people are reaching out to you saying, "Hey, this is happening. So, take your son up here because, he's a known child in the community, right?" So you go up there. From what I gathered, the way Claressa broke it down, and y'all in the chat can tell me if y'all think that y'all got the same kind of feel from this, but the vibe was poverty shaming to me.
Very much
That's what I
so.
got from it.
Very much.
And so you decide to take your son. It was not up. You were not interested in putting hands and feet on her. You were not going there on no
It
Devo.
wasn't none of that. It was a kid event, and I was strictly going. I also have a daughter who
Mm-hmm.
looks up to Claressa. Again, Claressa was a rapper, and these little girls in Flint, they like Claressa. I am not here to tell my daughter, don't you like her because she's that's not me. This little girl sees a
Mm-hmm.
whole nother version of you. I only see what you put on the internet and don't agree with.
Mm-hmm.
But she
Mm-hmm.
sees a whole different version of you. So again, another reason why we were there, because my daughter supports you. She like you. She wanted to meet you. So with her brother being who he was, it goes hand in hand. I could just go with my brother and I could meet this girl, and they can do their thing. I didn't want to go in there. I did not want to go in there. The lady told us that they needed a parent. I had them up there by themselves with my friend and her kids and my auntie and her daughter and her niece. And then when they lady got to my kids, she said they needed a parent. My friend said, "Well, you got to come up here because she said they need a parent." Okay, cool. I'll come in there and I'll sign them in. The lady said, "Okay, well, after we sign everybody in, then the kids gonna go this way, the parents gonna go that way." That's how I thought it was gonna be.
Okay.
Claressa decides, I guess, she walked in. She seen me 3 times. She walked in, walked right past us, like she told everybody we was at the front of the line. We were. We were there early. It wasn't that many people there. So yeah, we were at the front of the line. She walked past us 3 times. She walked in and walked past us. She walked back out and walked past us. She walked back in again, looked in the crowd, walked back out again, and she came in here with her and Papoose and 20 other camera people and all of these other charades of people. And she walked up and she said, you got to go. I said, okay. I felt this was coming. I said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to leave because I don't want to mess up what you got going on. She kept going. I said, Claressa, you just walked past me 3 times. You could have told your security easily to tell me to leave. You went back in there to go get your man and your camera crew to come out here and publicly embarrass me. You got it. I'm going to just go. So when she kept on, like I said, with the cameras and I was trying to walk out, I said, I should slap the shit out of you on camera since you want to go get these cameras and you could have easily asked me to go. That's how that came about. I feel like
Okay.
it was ways that you could have done that for it to
Mhm.
not even got to this far. You wanted a show, so I'm gonna give you a show. Never did I
Okay.
once say I was spit on her. Never did I once say I came up there to do anything to her. None of that was never the case. When you went and got those cameras and did what you did, I knew that's what you wanted. Again, I left out peacefully. Then after I said what I said, I turned around and still walked on out. I got in my car and was on Facebook Live. And I seen my daughter and my son coming outside, and I was on live when it happened. And I said, damn, she put my kids out too. I said, damn, y'all, she
Oh,
put
so
my
your kids
kids
were
out.
still in there and she
My
just told
kids,
them to
that's
get
why I
out.
said they need to drop the whole video. She posted a 3-second clip of her putting me out. No, drop the whole video because I was already out the door in my car and my kids came out the door. My daughter came in the car crying. She was on Facebook Live crying. My son came in the car. I said, y'all, what is y'all crying for? She put us out. My friend came and said, she said, your kids had to go. So I took my kids and I left too. I said, damn, all of this over some, you did this at a kids event? I said, all right, y'all. I told my Facebook Live, I said, yeah, I take full accountability for putting my kids in this situation, but she did not have to do that with no kids. I
Okay,
ended
so
this.
why did what happened? Why is it up? Why does she feel threatened or like you shouldn't be at the event?
Again, y'all, I couldn't tell you an honest reason besides Clarissa and her ex-boyfriend. And what she said I was in his inbox or he was in my inbox. Maybe she went through his phone and seen a message. It was it, and it's just been that ever since. Like it's no legitimate beef. She gets mad at people who she feel tell her like Clarissa, you should be doing it this way. I'm not a hater because I'm telling you should be doing it that way. I'm just telling you that it don't look good for us. We gotta still keep going to bat for you. She also told y'all I was a supporter of hers. I very much was. I was going to bat for Clarissa for a lot of shit. But I also was one of them people who was like, damn, I'm tired of going to bat for you for doing stupid shit. Hey, let me just say it in a nice way and be like, hey, maybe she should word her words differently and, you know, it'll come off differently. I'm not a hater for saying that. I'm just saying what I think is, I'm not a hater. I still support you. I just think you need to clean it up a little bit. So we ain't got to have the whole city of Flint looking crazy going to bat for you and you still doing crazy stuff. That's just literally what
Right.
it is.
Right. So she's essentially mad at you because there was some communications with you and her ex. But
That's
she's with the married man. Make it make sense. Okay, so you guys were both single though. Did y'all date or something? Did you and
No,
Tony date?
never. I
Yeah.
listen. I can send you the screenshot. We never said nothing besides "Hey, stink." I guess he deleted the mess. She deleted his message from him, whatever he said to me, and that was it. We never went chilled. Never pulled up on him. I couldn't even tell you what kind of car the man drive. That's just how uninterested and invested I was in it. It was a simple "Hey" and bye, and that was it. She took it and she ran with it, and I became an enemy of hers, and I didn't support her all because of that. And it's like, okay.
So then what like how did it like why did she so you never threatened her or did you guys have an argument?
It was
Like
it took off from her saying that, like, you don't support me, you was in my man inbox. And I'm like, what? And then she went on and she called me Fiona from Shrek. And so I called her Dino Dan. And then that was it. Like, you look like a dinosaur. You call me Fiona. Okay, we both ugly. Your point is what?
you're not ugly though. I don't think
I'm
either
just
one
saying,
I
I
don't
was
even
just
think
like,
she's
feeding
ugly.
into what
Yeah.
she said. Like,
Yeah.
okay, well, you call me ugly, I call you ugly. Okay, and what? And I moved on with my life. Like, I don't even troll you no more. I don't even care because you got so much, you make yourself look crazy enough. I'm not finna, I don't have to troll you. I don't have to reshare what the shade room share because I guess that's what makes me a troll. Because I reshare what you guys put out there and I just share it and be like, look at this. Or I share it and be like, man, she look a fool. I'm a troll because of that. So
So when you walked in, because I'm trying to visualize, you walked in, you said that Clarissa passed you with Papoose two or three
two or
times.
three times, literally. They walked past.
But she saw you. She
She
saw
saw.
you when she did she
I,
acknowledge you or just look
she
at
didn't. She
you?
just walked past. I literally told my friend when I seen her walk past the second time. I said, "Oh, well, I guess it's, you know what I'm saying, we don't really got no problems because I mean she ain't say nothing to me to leave. She didn't tell me to go until she came back with the crew and the cameras, and it was like, where was the smoke at? I didn't know we had no smoke. You walked past me 3 times. You could have been. You could have told me the first time you seen me. You know who I am, clearly. You could have told me the
Mhm.
first time you seen me, like, hey, what you doing here? You gotta go. But no,
Mhm.
you wanted to show, you wanted to do what you did, and this is where we here right now.
Okay. And there's never been any of that going on. There's nothing crazy and all this kind of stuff.
I
Uh,
don't. I see Claressa in the clubs, and she on one side of the club, and I'm on the other side. I ain't never tried to fight her in the club. I ain't never came and tried to
oh, so y'all
antagonize
been
her.
in the same room?
This is what I'm saying. This ain't for her to go to the level that she did with the trying to publicly humiliate me and my kids was like, why? I see you around. Like, if you really want to, if we really had this type of beef that I thought it was really that, I guess I would have been on that, but I don't get that from you. I don't know. I don't know. I
Huh.
don't get it.
Huh. So what I think that you said that your kids are experiencing backlash from this?
My daughter, so she's 11, and she was there, and a lot of her friends from her school, because they all go to the school, which is right down the street from where Burston Field House is. A lot of them seen that, and like a lot of the kids, like who was never in this situation, don't know nothing about a beef with your mama beefing with Claressa Shields. Oh, your mom, they said that your mama gonna get beat up by Claressa Shields. Now you got my daughter who on the defense, like, mama, what am I going when I go back to school? Is they gonna be trying to fight me because they don't like Claressa? Like, what? Why did you even gotta think about that? Because my friends is telling me that you beefing with Claressa Shields and I don't want to go to school. Like, this is kids. Like they shouldn't even
Mm-mm-mm.
never been drug into that. Like I didn't think that this would have spilled over into some kids. Now grown people, yeah, maybe me and you would have had words, but like for you to do my babies like that, or even like I said, not even my babies, because that could have been anybody kids. It
Right.
just so
Right.
happened to be me and my kids. But you and then like to make it like we was just out there homeless and like got evicted from our house, and it's like, well, and you did all of that to us in that circumstances, like that's kind of foul.
Yeah, that's what I didn't understand, and that's an attribute of her that I do not understand because I've never been to Flint, right? But the general consensus, and I'm not trying to be offensive when I say this, but the general consensus, because there's no shame in being poor. It's that's not a personality defect if someone is poor, right? I abhor poverty shaming. I cannot stand it. But to hear her try and poverty shame you, and I've seen her call other people broke and stuff like that. And girl, it don't even look like you can afford a press and curl 5 years ago. So I'm like, did she not grow up in the same poverty that she was trying to accuse you of being in?
The same poverty, accusing me of like being in a shelter, the same shelters you probably had to grow up in, like the same struggle that you put my kids in your public community. Like, it's stuff that you went through. This is stuff that you had to go through as a child, that you talked about, that you said that you didn't want to never have to go back, and you don't want your family to go back, but you yet and still you got on this Beyonce's internet, and you did the same things that you, and then put God in the sense of it. Oh, God said to do that. God ain't tell you that. God would never put you in that situation to make you do something like that.
Mm-hmm. So someone asked a question, and you don't have to answer this because I feel like it's rude because I don't think that your personal life has anything to do with it. But and I think you just mentioned this. Claressa said that you guys were evicted and you guys were in a shelter. Is any of that true, or do you even want to answer that? Because you don't have to.
No, we were not evicted before Thanksgiving. We are not homeless. My kids are very much okay. I hate that she painted that narrative because, like, I had to tell people a lot that could have caused me to lose my kids. People playing with evictions and saying that me and my kids is homeless. You don't know who could call down to the welfare department and tell these people that she homeless and she ain't got nowhere to lay her kids' head because Claressa just vouched and said it is. Like, so for her to do that is like, but she ain't no mother with kids. She'll never understand how that feel because she ain't never, you don't have a kid. You don't have a
Right.
baby to protect. You don't have nobody else to protect. You barely protect your own reputation. So I can't expect for somebody like her to be in my shoes and to understand where I'm coming from in today, defending my
Mm-hmm.
kids and our reputation and my name and their credibility because of somebody who clearly got a problem with me over a man
Clearly, a man that she's not even with.
that she's not.
So did you run into her growing up? Like, what is the vibe around her? Like, what is the
I
general
am
consensus?
I am 35 years old. Claressa is
Okay.
barely 30. We didn't go to
Mhm.
school together. I went to Flint Northern. She went to Flint Northwestern.
Mhm.
Even if we walked in the same Burston Fieldhouse gym, I was 5 years older than you. I would have never boxed around you because you would have been younger and littler than us. So yeah,
Right.
we may have grew up in the same city and been in Burston Fieldhouse together and may have trained under the same people, but me and Clarissa, I don't know you. You only know me through being a water girl if you know me for that. You don't know
Mhm.
me for real, and I don't know you for real. I know you like you know me on the internet.
Gotcha. So, in essence, here's what happens because I don't know if it's her fans in the chat or whatever, but clearly there's some struggle brains going on around here. Your son, again, the face of the Flint water crisis, you're a known activist in Flint politically and for the water and all this kind of stuff. Your son was invited. Your daughter is a fan, and they were told to go in there. You waited outside. Then they told you that they had to
They
come
needed a
in
parent.
with a parent. So you went in. Clarissa passes you with Papoose several times. Everything seems to be fine. And then she goes and gets a camera crew as well as security and puts cameras in your face and basically made a big scene to kind of embarrass you and tell you you have to go. So you're thinking, okay, well, she's not going to do this to the kids, especially because, your daughter is a fan of hers, like, most girls, I'm sure young girls from Flint are. And so you exit and then she kicks the kids out.
Yep.
That's what happened.
That's
Okay.
exactly how it
That's
happened.
exactly what happened. Okay. And then she goes live to essentially embarrass you and
Yep.
lied on you, slandered you, poverty shamed you. And so you've had to deal with backlash from that. I'm sure like people on because she does have minions.
She has a lot of minions. Her sister,
Hmm.
her sister just went live earlier and told me I got 3 days before she get here and she coming to beat my ass. So
Clarissa's sister said that.
this is what her sister said on Facebook Live earlier. She went live for about an hour and a half ranting and so I guess they know me by my Facebook name, which is Pretty Rex. And so she like, yeah, Pretty Rex, when I get to Flint, I'm beating your ass for my sister. You lucky I wasn't at the toy drive. I would have beat your ass at the toy drive. Oh, excuse my language. I would have beat you at the
You're
toy
fine. You can
drive.
cuss.
So yeah, essentially, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm walking around my city in fear, but like you said, I got these Clarissa minions who all of a sudden want to beat on me because I got put out their friend toy drive. Like that still don't even make y'all want to fight me because I got put out her toy drive. I didn't ask her to go live and tell the world that I was poor and I was in a shelter and I just got evicted from my house. I didn't ask her to do none of that. I didn't even ask her to speak on it. I left it alone. I deleted the Facebook Live and moved on about my day.
Okay, so here's the thing. Like, that's literally bullying, and that's wrong. She really does need somebody to come in. Number one, she needs finishing school because of like literally not having any decorum, no social awareness, no, you know what I'm saying? Like she needs finishing school, right? But she also needs to learn how to move like a celebrity, an influencer, like she has something to lose. If I were you, because of the size of her fan base, I would take all threats seriously.
I do.
Okay. I don't put none past not one hood booger. Honey, you threatening me, I'm taking it for real. Okay. But the problem is they know who you are
And I don't know them.
and you don't know who they are. So I hope you are taking steps to protect yourself from that because that's insane. That's insane. You know what I mean? And then her weaponizing her platform against you, and then your kids are being affected too. That's dead ass wrong. I'm sorry that you had to go through that. And even if you got evicted and were living in a car, it shouldn't matter. And to a celebrity, someone who got a chance to get out and make it, and who were watching a movie on Amazon of her struggles and having empathy for how she came up poor, for her to try and turn and manipulate that and use it as a weapon is foul, and it speaks to her character. And I don't like the fact that people do not understand that people are not hating on her. Okay, this is just bullshit behavior, and it's definitely not becoming of somebody. Like, you're 35, my daughter's 35. You see what I'm saying? So like, I'm looking at you, looking at Clarissa as like, my God, like I can't even imagine. You know what I mean? It's just, it's
It's sickening. It's sickening to even have to be talking about it. It's sickening that, like you said, somebody of her magnitude, somebody who been through her struggle would get on there and like just the ending of her life in itself was unnecessary. I didn't care that she told the world that I got put on her choice. I could care less about that. But to get on there
Mhm.
and like try to downplay anybody that's homeless, living in a shelter, and to, you know what I'm saying, combat that with the whole, well, I should have reached you. You was never going to reach out. You was never going to attempt to do none of that. You didn't care, and it's cool that you didn't care. That's fine. That you don't have to care. But what you're not going to do is you're not going to lie and say that this is my situation and have my kids feeling like they don't want to go to school. Like my daughter, I don't want to go to school Monday because I don't want people to be talking about me. They was never talking about you before this Claressa situation, baby. But she feels like that. And you made her feel like that. She didn't come into your toy drive with no animosity or no hate or my mama don't like you, I don't like you. She didn't come in there. She came in there with open arms to love on you, girl. My son came with the same anticipation to love on you because
Mhm.
they mama ain't dragging you at home. I'm not that type of woman at home. I don't care what you see me sharing on Facebook. That's something that somebody else already published. I just had an opinion and shared it. That's just
Mhm.
primarily what it is.
Yeah, she's got to stop being triggered by what people say on the internet. People can say, can say their opinion. Not to say I don't think it's cool for people to lie on people and stuff like that, but she just and I'm not accusing you of that, but like she's got to know that people can talk, you know. She's got to know that.
That's what she don't like.
So, what are you going to do moving forward? What's up next for you as far as the
Um,
situation?
You know me, I'm taking legal actions. I'm not finna take no threats. This is no threats lightly from her friends. I already started the process of going down there, and since her sister told me that, I'm gonna go get a protection order against her sister. I'm not finna play with Claressa, her sister, her best friend, none of them,
That's
because
right.
I didn't ask to be put in this situation. I was moving around the city fine. Y'all was moving around the city fine, but you have literally, like you said, made me public enemy number one. That my kids be like, you Claressa Shields top op. I'm not nobody's top op.
Wow.
I'm not nobody's top op. These is kids. I ain't
That's
nobody's top op.
insane.
I was never your op. But you put this label on my back. And like you said, I have no other way but to think that, you know what I'm saying? Anybody who looking at me, well, you probably a Claressa fan. Like I don't even want to be around nobody. I shouldn't even feel like that in my city that I've been living in for 35 years. You don't feel like that when you come home.
Mm-mm. Have you heard of her doing something like this to anyone else? Like, is she this is the behavior that we see online where she's kind of like nasty to people and stuff like that? Is that common? Is that something that other
I
people
think
might
that's
say?
just her. That's starting to be her. And I don't think this was not her just 5, 6 years ago. I don't really know when she started to be this nasty, vulgar, nasty person that she is. But it's a turn off to a lot of people here because a lot of people for like a lot of us were rooting for her and we still are rooting for her. We just like I said, we already tired of being labeled the way that we are. We thought that you
Mhm.
would be the person to change that. You came from what we trying to fight and get away from. And yet and still you make it so hard for people to get behind you or rally behind you because you up there making us look bad. We tired of looking bad. We wanted you to
Yeah.
be the voice, to be the face, be the change that we wanted to be rallying behind, but we can't because you
Yeah.
got this messed up mentality.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Like that's just I'm so sorry you had I'm so sorry to hear that. Especially with the kids. Especially with the kids. So, damn, Clarissa. She's gonna learn though. She's gonna learn.
Hoping not be
Hopefully
too
she
long
gets
down
it
the road.
soon. Yeah. So do you have anything else that you need to clear up or anything that you need said in defense of yourself based on what she said about you or put out about you?
I really just wanted to clear the whole that we evicted and we don't have nowhere to go. Me and my
Mhm.
kids have a house. They have rooms. You know what I'm saying? They have everything that they necessarily need. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
They don't have everything that they want, and I'm not that mama that's gonna go above and beyond to make sure they got their wants. They have their needs, and we in the house. We got our lights on. We got good heat. We got good water. You know what I'm saying? So yes, I'm debunking those rumors. We are definitely okay. I thank everybody who did reach out, because I had so many people reaching out to me like, Ariana, I didn't know you and your kids was homeless. Like, let us know if you need something. Like, I am not a charity case. I don't want to be looked at as a charity case. I am a strong Black woman, been taking care of me and my kids for a long time, very long time. So for people like that to reach out to me, like, it kind of made me feel some type of way. So I definitely appreciate that you let me clear that up.
No
Especially
problem.
just that part in itself. I could care, like, again, I could care less about the toy drive. I more so care about the reputation that my kids have to go back to school with. They got a home. I don't need the schools calling me because they seen Claressa live. I don't need other people in the community reaching out because they seen her live and they worried about if it's something wrong with me. I've heard that. Ari, is there something wrong with you? Y'all homeless now? Ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm okay. Like, we are fine. We are good.
So I just want to say, just in case there is somebody out there struggling, and I'm glad that you're not. I'm really happy that you and your family are cut. There is no shame in needing help. It can happen to anybody. So don't let some celebrity or someone that has more than you make you feel less than if you are without. Okay. That look, that's just life. Okay. And Claressa, of all people, should know that. But I do have another question. If Claressa came to you with the fair one and said, you know what, my bad, I was wrong, I shouldn't have said that, will you accept my apology?
Being a bigger person I am, I'm still going to accept her apology. Because like I said, we are human, we make mistakes, but at the same time, apology is definitely needed in order for me
Absolutely.
to rekindle any type of any type of support. I'm never going to be a hater. I just care less for you to even be around, or me to even be supporting anything that you got going on moving forward.
Mhm. Absolutely. And can you tell everybody where to find you at on social media? I have your Cash App up there. And you could just let them know how to find you if they want to reach out or follow you.
You can follow me on Instagram at Pretty Rex Ari, or on Facebook at Ariana Hawk for any water crisis updates. Anything that got to do with water, follow me on my Ariana Hawk page. Anything that got to do with the water crisis.
Okay, perfect. And I appreciate you coming through. Thank you so much. And again, sorry for, because that has got to be so embarrassing to have somebody with all those people following them, spewing all this negative stuff towards you. I appreciate you coming through, and hopefully Claressa slows down. I hope she apologizes to you, but make sure you take threats seriously
I
and do what you
appreciate
have to
that.
do. If you need some help with that, let me know. But threats need to be taken seriously, especially because, like I said, you're visible. They know your face. You don't know theirs. So you have to take that seriously.
Thank you.
All right, no problem. Thank you so much. I'm gonna read some super chats. Do you want to take some questions
That's
or
fine.
anything? Okay. So if you guys have some questions, super chat your questions. I'm gonna go ahead and read what we have. Thank you so much, Lady T, for joining the Vibers. Okay, we in a relationship. XOXO forever. And MuckTube University said you should have flagged that channel yesterday. Oh yeah, the channel that cloned my video. You're right. I just saw it today. Tea Talk with your girl. Thank you so much for the super chat, hon. She says, Nala, thank you for allowing Ari to speak. This needed to be revealed. I agree, and no problem. And MuckTube, I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. University Music says 3 sides to every story, yours, mine, and the truth. And thank you so much. Love my kids says, hell no. Maybe that's about accepting her apology. Mixtress Monica, hey girl, la. She said, sounds like defamation of character. Claressa was wrong for getting her camera crew when her people could have told her outside. This is true. She did not have to do that. That was extra. You go get bodyguards and a camera crew for one woman. Champ, really? Really, champ? And shout out to my girl 504. She says, get you some bear mace. Shut up, girl.
I invest in that for sure.
Stop it. Stop it. But you do have a lot of support in the chat. Polly Allen says, even if you forgive her, I wouldn't let it drop. Claressa's sister is sending threats. Report her and get a restraining order against her and anyone else connected. I would definitely say that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What is this? She says, I sent 20 super chat, charged me, and never sent it. Wow, that's crazy. I'll look. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it anywhere. That's wild. That is wild. That is absolutely wild. I don't know if you want to answer this question. I don't know how you can answer a question like this. Why did Claressa lie on you about wanting to spit on her?
I think she just wanted y'all to feed into the narrative that I was a bad person. Because I never said spit on her. Now, did I say I would slap her when she went and got the cameras? Yep. But me spit, no. I know that's a felony. I'm not risking spitting on Claressa for nothing. Like I'm not doing that. I don't know why she said spit instead of slap, because that's what I said.
But spit sounds worse. That sounds worse.
Click, yeah. You would definitely think I would. I'm not gonna spit. I wouldn't spit on that girl.
Yeah, she probably wanted to justify kicking the children out and stuff like that by saying, well, she said I was going to spit on her. So, Fanny P, thank you for the super chat. She says, sorry, people thought you were homeless. I know that hurt your feelings. I'm sorry.
I think that hurt the most because I worked so hard to keep a roof over me and my kids' head. And for somebody, like I said, of her statue to get on there and tell not only our city, but her whole worldly following that I was homeless, that hurt my feelings more than anything. Because even if I was homeless and you did that, like I would really be under a rock.
That would hurt. Yeah, that's absolutely terrible. I don't know why, but like weird people, that's a go-to, especially on YouTube. They like to call people homeless. Typically it's some broke person. Girl, they used to say I lived in the van. I embraced it and said, yeah, we do. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's fine. Let people say what they say. It makes them feel better. Time Cam says, if I had beef with someone who was doing a Christmas drive toy to protect my kids' safety, I would have never went. She didn't know that they had a beef like that.
I didn't know the beef was to this extent. Again, we've been in public places with each other. I've seen her. The beef that we had, I think that was in 2024 when the Tony situation came out. It's 2025. I would have never thought that this would still be a ongoing.
I know she wasn't managing Tony's inbox in 2024 while she was running around with Papoose.
She told me that that's clear.
Do you know? Can you give me the dates? Because I've been putting together the timeline because they're not gelling. Pap saying one timeline, she's saying another. So it was in 2024.
This was 2024 when I inboxed Tony and all of this supposedly.
Around what time in 2024?
I took a screenshot. Let me just look real quick. I think it was May of 2024.
May of 2024? I feel like her and Pap were out the closet by then. Well, they definitely have been inboxing, he said, since at least the pandemic. So
yeah, girl. This was May 9th of 2024. I inboxed him and said, hey, Stink. He inboxed me May 11th on 2024. And I don't know what he said because we didn't go nowhere. And I guess he unsent the message. So
okay.
That was
and
it.
How did she just went in his inbox? How did she find the message? She went in his inbox?
I asked him that. I made a Facebook post like, Tony, bro, did she go through your inbox? Did she take your phone? Like, is you okay? Because like, I don't get how I'm beefing with your girlfriend. I don't get it.
That's crazy. Sav, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, have you worked with Little Miss Flint Mari?
Yes, I have. I
love
Little Miss Flint. That's cool. That's the toy drive we end up going to because we was going to go to Claressa's to stop to talk to them people there. Then we went to Little Miss Flint's toy drive. Him and my son and Little Miss Flint, they like brothers and sisters through this water crisis, and she has embraced Sincere. So yes, I have worked with her.
Cool. That's awesome. Girl, you're doing your thing out there. That's what I'm talking about. I'm
really in the community. I'm really out here.
And doing what, and actually, you know what's so sad about this? Claressa should be supporting your efforts.
You would
because she has the reach, she has the platform. She could actually be supporting what your boots on the ground effort is. Like, but that's another conversation. Play with your mammy 271. Thank you so much. Muffin says defamation of character lawsuit. As well as this is endangerment because you can't, as a celebrity, you cannot target someone and make them the focal point of possible threats and violence. And I don't think Claressa is cognizant of that, but somebody's gonna have this video will get to her. It'll get to her. And exactly, MugTube University says can't threaten a prize fighter without the pedigree. I don't think you did threaten to slap her. You said you should slap her or something like that, right?
Yeah, I should slap you for going to get these cameras that you want to show. That's exactly what I said.
But that was after she made the show and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
okay?
after. This is how it happened after.
Love My Kid says, I have the receipt for Magilla and her gorilla. Girl, what are you talking about?
I don't know who Magilla is.
Forever T, thank you much. She said, I agree with the chat. Sue her. I mean, she obviously asking for it.
And I was never going to go this route and be on this type of time with Claressa. But like I said, it's then turned into a more serious matter than just Facebook.
Absolutely. It is, because you can't play around with those threats. People are crazy when they get fanned out and stuff like that. And I know there's a situation with her sister too. So be careful about that. You said she went live today to threaten you as well?
Yeah, her sister went live and she said she was keeping it up on her page. So she went live on there and called me out and, said she gonna beat me up. So
wow. Fonnie says, are you a boxer too?
No, I ain't no boxer. I'm just a mama and an activist.
Just a mama. But you'll put them hands up if you got to.
I get in the field if necessary.
I know that's right. I know that's right. Okay. Shout out to spiritual gangster Ms. Tanya. She says, I'm not trying to be funny, but was Claressa a little slow? Because Spectrum sits on the line, baby. It ain't a little slow. Okay. Allegedly. Okay. I'm just gonna say this. I feel like the lights be on sometime. And sometimes don't nobody be at home. What do you say, darling?
Cuckoo.
I'm just saying. Look, I don't even want to like give, and I feel like, this is probably Claressa. I've been peeping your content. I mean, your comments person. Okay. So if you're a fan of Claressa, it's really interesting that even though your name is Big D, there's a C there. So more than likely you're one of Claressa's old burner accounts. Genius. Okay. I do this shit for real. But if you wanted to make Claressa look better, you wouldn't be a fan targeting her right now, calling her a bum, dummy. Because you do understand that you calling her a bum is solidifying that Claressa has defamed her. Right? But y'all don't know. And again, she said the water's not fixed. So maybe you're not thinking. My God, today.
They drinking it still without the filter.
Gotta be. Shout out to Mixtures Monica. She says, hopefully y'all can find the video that Claressa took down. Find the video of people threatening Ari and send to the police. Okay, cool.
Got it.
Cool.
I got supporters too that support me and don't like what she doing. And they definitely been screen recording and screenshotting it. Yep. Thank y'all.
That's what's up. So I know you got to get to your babies because I know it's late where you are. It's only 7:30 here. So I just want to say again, I appreciate you coming through. I hope this helps. And whatever I can do, let me know. We got your back. We're supporting you. And do you have anything else to say?
No, thank y'all so much for your time. Thank you for letting me clear this up. I really appreciate you for reaching out. I appreciate whoever sent you my way. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who it was, but whoever it may have been, I appreciate them because, I wasn't looking for no brownie points for nobody. I wasn't looking for nothing, but I'm glad that I was able to have somebody with a bigger platform than my Facebook to clear my name and to, help take a little bit of this stress up off my back for real.
Absolutely. And Fanny says, thank you, Ari.
No, thank y'all. Right. I appreciate the support.
Absolutely. So you guys know, Shalita Savage is the one who linked me up with Miss Ari, and Shalita will be here tomorrow to interview and drop some tea that we haven't heard before. So come back tomorrow. I think we're going to set up for 4 p.m. Pacific time. And Miss Shalita will be here. So Shalita got a lot to say. A lot to say. So don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. I will see you guys tomorrow on the next video. Thank you guys so much. And thank you again.
Thank y'all.
All righty. Good night, guys.